Perhaps a jug of cream may be of some use.
Voila! Your Grace, now that Bartholomew has been found, would you...
As my way of thanks, I'll answer your questions. Very well. Get on with it.
What were your movements yesterday evening?
I hope that comes from an inquisitive nature rather than a place of accusation. I was at a museum trustees meeting, trying to finally make a decision on that girl.
You mean Mademoiselle Warbeck?
Who else? She's running that museum into the ground.
And following the meeting?
I returned to the church to prepare for Compline prayers, although I don't think I was alone.
You don't think?
I got the feeling that someone had followed me from the museum. I never saw them, but I know what I felt.
If the bishop is correct, the murderer may have been stalking their potential next victim. What was your relationship?
None. I knew her merely by reputation, and a questionable one at that. Do you want to tell me what all these questions are about?
Mademoiselle Court Smythe was murdered last night.
If you plan on being the bearer of such news, perhaps you should think of going about it with a little more civility. How did the young girl die?
There was a fire in her apartment, although it wasn't the flames that took her life, but poison.
Arson and poisoning. Oh, what is this world coming to?
Bishop Mountjoy claims he barely knew Mademoiselle Court Smythe, but still showed a level of empathy I was not expecting. Perhaps I judged his blunt facade too quickly.
Found it? Really? Oh, heavens be! The Lord has shown his will once more.
I can only assume his delayed excitement came from being off guard. Unfortunately, I must turn his elation into disappointment.
If your Grace would allow me to finish. A forgery of it was found in Mademoiselle Court Smythe's apartment, but it was destroyed in the fire.
She was the thief all along? Well, that just... A forgery? You mean she made a copy of it?
It appears that way.
I will rightly light a candle for her soul this evening.
Now the bishop has left. Thank God, let's take his stuff.
Oh.
I'm sure the good bishop will have no... Yeah.
Aha.
What did I take?
Huh.
Okay, so we're leaving, right?
What do you need? What can I do?
What supports Bishop Monty murder alibi? Left open, combined with the remains of a girl clearly from the extended use. I believe Bishop claims that he was here all the time of the murder.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci.
There appear to be faint indentations on the paper. To faint. Dearest father, the board continues to question my every decision. They see me as an equal or even an adequate. They see me not or adequate curator. I cannot be sure how much longer I can take the constant barrage of abuse. You know, you always told me to stand and face those that try to derail one from their path, but if is a task I find myself struggling with alone. It is. Send mother my love. I miss you both dearly. Perhaps this year you will join me in London for Christmas. All my love, your Evie.
It looks like she was telling the truth after all.
About composing the letter, oui. But we cannot confirm where it was penned.
What's all this other stuff? I don't think it's from the letter to her father.
It seems we have stumbled across the names and addresses for the guests of the gala, although they are not all legible. We have gathered all the information we can from the guests at the gala. All except...
Betty's husband, Mr. Christensen.
Oui. We are now in possession of his address, where he is no doubt hiding like a frightened young boy avoiding his headmaster's ruler.
This information... Okay. Let's go. Let's go. What? I thought we know. Why we don't know where is he?
What do you need? What can I do?
Merci.
You're just full of questions.
You have been most...
Oh God. Hold on, I thought we know the address. What the heck? Didn't he say that? Or do we need to ask someone? That's kind of like ridiculous. Like, what is this?
If you would be so kind. Merci, mademoiselle.
What can I do for you, detective?
I will not take up.
Wait, am I stupid or what? What's... I don't understand. Didn't he say, yeah, we have his address, let's go? Okay, maybe we don't. There's no one to talk to here, right? Like, the lady is not there. Okay. Well, there's nothing we can do here, so... What the hell?
What do you need? What can I do for...
Merci.
No connections to be made. How do we know this? We don't know that yet. Hello? So, how we are supposed to find... anything at all? Oh my god, what? Didn't he say, oh, I know his address? Let's go. So the only place I can actually like visit, it's like Theatre Street. What did I just click at? He has no reason, okay. Well, let me then go straight. Why not? What do I have to do?
What do you need? What can I do?
Merci.
Am I like missing something?
You're just full of questions, aren't you?
Can't talk with
You have
her?
been...
And again, it's not like you can bring out the items that you have. Be like, yeah, let's talk about that bitch. No. And he still says that there's like a letter in it, you know?
What do you need? What can I do?
Merci.
Help! I need help! What do I do? What do I do? Didn't he say, we now have his address, let's go. Like, I know my English isn't perfect, but I think I understood that pretty clearly. Newspaper doesn't bring anything. We can't, like, it's going back to the map. We can't walk around here. Not really, because... Okay, we can. What? What? Since when? Oh my gosh. Oh.
Voila. And just like that, the address of Monsieur Christiansen's apartment.
Remind me why we've lied our way into a man's apartment while he's not here?
Monsieur Christiansen was accused of harassing a young lady who has now been murdered, and he has not been seen since, even by his wife. Does that not strike you as peculiar?
Do you really think he could be capable of murder?
I believe everyone is capable, under the right circumstances. And right now, I believe Monsieur Christiansen is in that position. While we have no suspect to question, let us use our time wisely and search for clues. Leave no stone unturned.
Okay, how annoying was that with the map of London and newspaper agency? How annoying was that from like 0 to 10? For me, it was like 10. 10 out of 10. Annoying. Which didn't make any sense to me, but okay. Drinking such a considerable amount of alcohol is good for no one, whatever the circumstances. I have seen the brand of cigarettes somewhere before. Drawer contains a Norwegian dictionary and a set of keys labeled spare study keys. Okay. The music room door is locked.
Oh.
A no item. Magnificent ring, such a personal design shows how much he loved her. What could have gone wrong? The initials of Betty's husband. The initials of the owner. It has obviously been cleared, as I can now make out the inscription. A date, perhaps? Madam Ellen gave her wedding ring back to her husband after I would returned it to her just yesterday. Meaning she lied about having seen him last night. Pourquoi? There's more to discuss with Madame Ellen. What? It's not the same ring, though. The one we returned was just like a golden ring, and this one was like a stone. What the hell are you talking about? Like, either it's a poor design, or it's not correct, simply. It's not the same ring, obviously. Do I have a key?
Aha. Oh.
An expensive sale, but of what?
Aha.
Full of musical notes. All the page has been clearly torn out. One step closer. And what did you just reveal? Yeah, amazing design that I can't even see with what I can interact with and what not. Love to see it.
Ah.
It's an engagement reel, so it's not the same. See? Not the same at all.
Huh.
Monsieur Hastings, your assistance is required.
Of course. What do you need? What can I do for you?
I believe we know who was smoking with Mademoiselle in the night of her death. How do you know it was Mr. Christiansen?
Monsieur Christiansen was at the scene of the crime smoking with Mademoiselle Court Smythe before her death. Could he be the holder of the original Penitent Magdalene painting? He may very well have hidden it here.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
I will not take...
Do we have to now fast travel to the... to the Betty? Probably. Now he's here. Oh, now they all there. What?
Ah, Poirot. Good to see you.
The feeling is mutual, Monsieur Demire.
You and your formalities. Let's talk over here.
Is everything all right?
Miss Farquhar is interviewing Betty. I thought we should talk privately over here. I heard about Irene. Tragic news. And what's this I hear about poison?
Who told you that?
It doesn't take long for news like that to spread in this city.
I would appreciate some discretion between friends. But oui, Mademoiselle was poisoned.
Anything I can help with?
Once you left the museum yesterday.
I won't take offense, as I know you're just doing your job. I attended the evening performance of Betty's show. Anastasia and I had a grand old time.
She accompanied you as your date?
She was at a loose end after the gala. Don't worry, I'm not here to tread on any toes. I mean, he can hold a conversation of sorts.
You do not think particularly highly of him.
I've never had a problem with him before. Look, I ran into him last night in a bar after the show, and by the looks of him, it wasn't his first drink of the night. He was trying to sell me a lucrative business opportunity, a way we could both make some quick money.
Did you take him up on his offer?
God, no. When someone offers you something that sounds too good to be true, it usually is. That was some weekend. You should get him to tell you about it sometime.
Bragging is a sign of overconfidence and grandiose behavior.
You know, at first I found those kind of replies annoying. But now, charming almost.
I shall accept that as both a compliment and a sign of your maturity.
If it wasn't for the detective here, I would probably still be wallowing in my own anger and self-pity.
You have lived a life many of us have only heard about in stories. A life that we all hope no one will have to live again.
I second that.
Your family must be proud of the man you have become, as am I. I will not take up any more of your time. I do not mean to interrupt.
Then perhaps you should wait until we have finished the interview.
I do not mean to interrupt.
Then perhaps you should...
I do not mean to interrupt.
Then perhaps you should wait.
Okay, we can't go inside. We can't make connections. I can't talk with them because they're talking.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
I will not.
There's no point of coming back because we can't open the door. So I'm gonna just quickly go to the museum. Maybe. To see if something... Aha!
Bonjour, mademoiselle. Is everything all right? Do not worry. It will not be long before the murderer is brought to justice.
It's not that. I just cannot understand how such historically relevant pieces like this remain in British hands. It doesn't belong here.
I'm sorry, mademoiselle. I do not have the answer. I'm sure they are well maintained, if that is any consolation.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sure this is the last thing you wish to be talking about. Is there something I can help you with? Well, after it was all cut short rather abruptly, we made our way to Mrs. Allen's play.
Oui, mademoiselle?
Mr. Demir and myself. We were all at a loose end and he was kind enough to invite me. Oh, I wasn't aware Mr. Hastings was to be the focus of Florence's article.
On the contrary, it is only one of many she took at the gala. What interests me is the brooch.
Would you believe I found it? Amazing how careless some people can be.
And you were intending on returning it?
Of course. It just slipped my mind with all the commotion of the painting.
Mademoiselle Smythe no longer requires it. I shall hold on to it for now.
Yes, And it was something that I wanted to speak with you about, actually. At the gala, I spoke with the bishop and he mentioned a painting he had seen last year. But it was one that I'd read had been stolen. He couldn't have seen it when he said, unless... Well, it didn't sit well with me. So when Evelyn escorted you both to the restoration room and he left, I followed him. I stayed well back, and the bishop is hardly the most threatening. I followed him into his church, but he was gone. I looked everywhere, but he was nowhere to be seen. It was like he just evaporated.
He is a man of God, not a magician.
I don't know what to say. He wasn't there. I decided to wait outside, but when he eventually left, he had a wrapped package under his arm.
You have been most helpful, mademoiselle. I shall not take up any more of your time.